Good morning, everybody. So we've got 2 more chapters today left in our Mrs. Beard is Weird book. And then I'm going to start another one, and it'll be the last one. Can you believe it? Oh, so let's get started. Chapter 11, Grab That Cash. So after a week of competition, there were only 2 teachers left, Mr. Granite of the Hot Dog Heads and Ms. Leakey of the Musketeers. The next night, we all gathered in the all-purpose room for the final live episode. Millions of people were watching on TV, and there was electricity in the air. Well, not really. If there had been electricity in the air, we would have been electrocuted. But it was really exciting. Welcome to the final episode of Real Teachers of Elementary School. I'm your host, Ms. Beard. Everybody clapped and stomped their feet, and some kids were holding up signs like, Ms. Leakey is freaky and Mr. Granite is from another planet. Go, Mr. Granite, I shouted. You can do it, Ms. Leakey, shouted somebody else. 2 big booths were wheeled out onto the stage. They looked like the old-fashioned phone booths they had before everybody started using cell phones. The doors were opened. Mr. Granite and Ms. Leakey each got into a booth, and there were microphones so we could hear what they said. Are you too nervous? Asked Ms. Leakey. A little, yes, said Mr. Granite. Not me. I'm ready for anything, said Ms. Leakey. Great, said Ms. Beard. This game is simple. We're going to open the top of the booth and drop hundreds of dollars on you. And when I say go, start grabbing those bills. Whoever grabs the most money in 5 minutes will be the winner. That doesn't look very hard, I whispered to Alexia, who was sitting next to me. 2 guys climbed up on ladders and opened the top of the booths, and then they dumped garbage cans full of dollar bills into them. Can we get started? Not yet, said Ms. Beard. Okay, guys, drop the glue. Glue? The guys on the ladders took hoses and pointed them down into the booths. Then they turned the hoses on and squirted thick gobs of glue all over Ms. Granite and Ms. Leakey until they were completely covered. It was disgusting. Can we get started now? Asked Ms. Leakey. Not yet. Okay, guys, turn on the fans. Fans? There must have been fans in the bottom of the booths, because suddenly there was a loud whooshing sound and the dollar bills started swirling all over the place. Okay, now you can get started, shouted Miss Beard. Go, 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 grab that cash. Mr. Granite and Ms. Leakey started flailing around, trying to snatch the money that was flying all over the place. Some of the bills stuck to their clothes. Some of it stuck to their faces. Mr. Granite was stuffing dollar bills into his pockets. Ms. Leakey was stuffing them down her shirt. This doesn't seem very educational to me, said Andrea. It wasn't, but it was hilarious, and we got to see it live and in person. Go, 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 grab cash, we all shouted. After 5 minutes, a buzzer sounded. The fans were turned off, and the money floated down to the bottom. Ms. Leakey and Mr. Granite staggered out of the booths like they were drunk or something, and there was money and glue all over them. Everybody clapped. That was great, said Ms. Beard, sticking the microphone into their faces. How do you feel? said Mr. Granite. His mouth was full of dollar bills, so he couldn't talk very well. The bills were peeled off and collected so they could be counted to find out who the winner was. It took a long time. We had to sit through a bunch of commercials for Porky's pork sausages, but everyone was excited. We were on pins and needles. Well, not really, because if we were sitting on pins and needles, that would have hurt. Finally, Miss Beard came out with an envelope in her hand, and a hush fell over the crowd. Well, she said as she tore open the envelope, this is the moment you've been waiting for, America. We tallied up all the money. Mr. Granite grabbed $256. Yay! The kids in our class shouted. And Ms. Leakey grabbed $324, shouted Miss Beard. The winner is Ms. Leakey. Everybody started yelling and screaming and clapping and stomping and generally just freaking out. About 1,100,000 balloons fell from the ceiling. Ms. Leakey and Mr. Granite hugged each other. They had a hard time separating, though, because they were covered with glue, and everybody was laughing. Mr. Granite, you get to keep all the cash you grabbed, and Ms. Leakey, you not only get to keep your cash, but you also win an all-expenses-paid vacation to anywhere in the world. How do you feel? I don't know what to say, as she tried to wipe tears of joy and glue off her face. Don't forget, you also win a year's supply of Porky's pork sausages, said Miss Beard. I love pork sausage, said Miss Leakey. Well, that's pretty much what happened. The Real Teachers was a big hit on TV. Miss Beard bought lots of computers, notebooks, pencils, toilet paper for our school. After it was all over, we found out that Miss Beard owned Porky's Pork Sausage Company. Maybe Miss Leakey will share her pork sausages with us. Maybe Miss Beard will stop calling Mr. Klutz Chicky Baby. Maybe they'll make a TV show about Emily's toenails. And maybe that guy will go to a hardware store and buy a hammer instead of just singing about it. Maybe Brownie and the Clowny will teach us more about some fractions. And maybe we'll get to mud wrestle during phys ed. And they'll take the electricity out of the air before somebody gets hurt. Maybe Mr. Granite will finally be able to finish a math lesson for once. But it won't be easy. All right, guys. So, chapter 12 is a quick one. It's just a little something AJ forgot. I hate when that happens. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. After The Real Teachers was on TV, we were all celebrities. Big sacks full of fan mail started arriving at my house. Reporters wanted to interview me. People began asking me for my autograph. It was cool. Well, it was cool in the beginning. After a while, it got to be annoying. Now I can barely go outside without being chased down the street by all my fans. You don't believe me? Watch this. I'm going to step outside for 1 minute. Look, it's him! Somebody shouted. It's AJ from elementary school. I love him, shouted somebody else. Uh-oh, big mistake. Can I have your autograph, AJ? He's cuter than Justin Bieber. AJ, I want to marry you. Oh no, I gotta make a run for it. They're chasing me down the street like wild dogs. I'm out of breath. What's that noise? It's up in the sky. It sounds like, oh no, it's a helicopter following me from the TV news. They're pointing big searchlights at me. It's getting lower. What am I gonna do? Help! The helicopter is landing on my head. And that's the end of that one. Next is book number 6. I don't know the title of it, so you have to wait till tomorrow. Bye.